All right, welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by the Rolla Athletic Booster Club. I'm your host, Tom Brown, and today we got Bulldog coaches. We got the head coach for the Lady Bulldogs, Charlie Parker, as well as the head coach for the Bulldogs, Mark Miller. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Ready to roll, Tommy gun.
I tell you, man, it's hard to believe we're already here at the Christmas break time. You both just finished up the first part of the season. Bulldogs are at 6-1. Lady Bulldogs are 7-2, coming after that tough loss in the Fort Zumwalt tournament. I mean, great showing by the ladies up there.
Yeah, so we ran into a little buzzsaw against Francis Howell, and they're a solid group. Have good post play, good guard play, and really learned a lot from that game.
But that's what it's all about, and it's going to
Yeah.
make you guys in a good spot here heading into the Holiday Hoops tournament, right? So we got that coming up on the 26th through the 28th. Got a little bit of change on the boys' side this year. U.S. Bank, who's been the longtime sponsor, I can't remember how many years.
It's been a lot. I was going to ask you that. Do you have any idea how long this thing's been going on?
I don't know how long they've
It goes
been.
way back.
Yeah, I don't know if they're from the early days, but now they kind of decided they're going to move on from that. Phelps Health has stepped in to be the title sponsor from the boys tournament.
Yep.
And once again, for the girls tournament, we got Rolla Oral Surgery. Again, started with Mitch Escobel, which kind of, when Mitch kind of retired and sold his business, it kind of helped because that name was a tough one to put out there, especially if you're trying to like a hashtag it on Twitter. It was a little tough, for the East Squibble businesses.
Yeah, so if you're watching, Mitch, right, yeah, thanks for getting us started, but thanks for moving on.
So it's going to be got a great field again this year. What are some of the teams that you guys are excited about having in the tournament this year?
I'll start with the girls' side. We bring back Jonesboro. She does a good job with them. And they have a solid group every year. She brings them in, and really athletic group. And Raytown returned from last year. Newcomer Bashan this year, and coming from Bashan, you never know what you're going to get. It could be really good, and it could be week by week. And Grain Valley, we've got a Hall of Fame coach. Right now, I think they're ranked 3rd or 4th in the state in Class 6. They haven't been beat yet. Returned everybody from last year. Last year, we beat them in the championship game. Really good squad. Hazelwood East is coming back. St. Pius girls. This is the first year. I know the boys have came for many years. This is the first year the girls are coming. They went to the Final Four last year and returned about everybody. New coach, Harrison Brumley. Yeah, you know him. And then Waynesville's back. They've been in it for a long time. So, good field on the girls' side. Some really competitive teams coming into it.
Yeah, Coach Brumley was he was the incarnate word, I think, last year, wasn't he?
CBC the year before. He's won a couple state titles under some good coaches and good programs.
He's ready to roll this year. He's already checked in about his practice time.
Yeah,
he
talked to me last night.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, Coach Brumley actually was on the coach staff with Ethan on one of the Gateway teams that he was on, so had a lot of fun with him. Plus, he's an old Ranger back in the day.
Yeah, Ranger, coach at Richmond as well. Boys.
Yeah. So same time you were there, wasn't he? Or
same time I was there at Richland. Yeah.
So that's going to be again a lot of excitement. Again, you got a lot of the familiar names. The St. Pius coming. That's the Festus area, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That St. Pius the 10th, or how we say them. So that's going to be kind of an exciting time. And you guys have won it the last 2 years, 3 years.
We've won it. The only year that we haven't won it since I've been here was the year that
1947. Or wait, no, 48.
was the year of COVID when we got quarantined and couldn't even compete in it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've always had a good showing in it, and hopefully this year we can keep it on. Well, we got a test ahead of us, so that's for sure.
Well, and the boys and I were going back on our drive up north this weekend talking about the holiday tournament on the boys' side, and there's only been one year that we haven't been in the title since 2000.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. I want to think there was that one year when Alec got injured.
We haven't won it every year, but we've been there for a lot of years in a row, and we hope to get there again this year. We'll tell you, on our side, we've got St. Pius is up first for us, but then the other game is Warrensburg against Rockwood Summit. And Rockwood Summit has a big dude that's supposed to be one of the best bigs. And he floats out to the perimeter a lot, too. But supposed to be a high-quality player. And Warrensburg's well coached by Chris. He's just he does a good job every year with what he's got. And so on the other side, we have Hazelwood West against Principia in the first round. And Principia is very high quality. They are the #1 ranked team in Class 5 or in Class 3. And then just last night, beat the #1 ranked team in Class 5 in Sykeston.
They got a little mix of everything. You got size.
They're solid there.
You got big size. You got tall size, long size. You got guards. You got
very athletic, very well coached. They're a handful for everyone. And then, Mexico is they're bringing back a lot of kids from a really good team last year. And so they'll be matched up against Waynesville, who's coming on and getting some wins. And so should be quality on our side of the bracket.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice, again, to have a couple new comers in there. Again, really up in the quality, too, with Principia and Rockwood Summit being just some high-caliber teams, I think, to bring in for us to add to the competition. And look at that. So I guess I should have had these up there. So when you look at the girls' bracket, I'll put that one up on the screen.
Look at you, Tommy, man.
I know. I was just a day late, $1 short, but not having
nice,
though, man. It's kind of like big time.
It is.
It is kind of big time. So the Lady Bulldogs will have the 5:30 game, the opening night, and then the boys will follow with the 7 p.m. game. And we do that on purpose to try and manage the timing. So we have the later games on both the girls and the boys side, because we'll have games both at the Rolla Fieldhouse and at Missouri S&T.
Yep.
And the other reason, people always kind of wonder about seeding, that this isn't a traditional seeded type bracket. I mean, it kind of is, but we're always going to be that top spot on the bracket, whether that's the 1 seed or not, mainly so we can have we have that time, and we have our home jerseys all the way through to the home person on the scoreboard. So regardless of whether we go out, whichever side we go out, we will always be on that home time. I know it's
pretty well seeded. I know on the boys' side, we pretty well seeded. Not necessarily given the 1 and the 2, but we're getting the 2 best teams that we think going into the tournament are opposite of each other, and we build it from there. And we always try to make sure we plug in the Rolla girls at that second to last game, and the boys at the last game.
That's how we get
the first
a lot of crowd here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be different playing in front of a crowd this week. We went to championship game the other night, and I think we had 6 in the crowd.
No.
So it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
It's nice to see that. I mean, Rolla community always supports both of our teams very well.
Yeah, it gets rocking in here, and
that's not the case when you go out of town, especially to St. Louis. It's,
well, you
kind of tough.
You remember the one year, and I don't know if it was it might have been the COVID year. No, it wasn't. It was like the year after when we had there was late games. We had all the double headers that had and overtimes that hadn't happened, and the championship game didn't start until 9.
It was late.
10.
It was late. Yeah,
and we still had a decent crowd. But packing it in, and when you have the boys and the girls playing that title game together, I mean, the crowd gets big. And now we're in the new facility with a lot more space, but we also get a huge turnout from the area.
It's nice to see the community really support the kids very well, both teams.
Yeah, and you get Pulaski County, you get down Dent County coming up, even though they may not always have teams in it, but we'll get people that'll come back for the weekends. I know people that I constantly get those messages. What's the schedule? What's up? Hey, coming back down, and they'll try and hit those out. So you'll have neighboring towns just come in just to watch some high quality basketball.
Yeah. And that's what it should be when you run a holiday tournament. I heard we got a big write up in Springfield News
Leader
last year about this being maybe the top quality tournament, anywhere around, and so it says a lot about what Cabby and Corey and Lori and all of the folks involved. Coach Nitker now has got a big role in this. But it says a lot about how well the tournament's run.
Definitely. So we've got the pathway to get to the title, because that's everybody wants to know. So if we jump onto the boys right now, so we got Rolla and St. The 10th. That's who we matched up with, I think, last year as well. So we'll have that. And if we get past that in the first round, they'll be facing Warrensburg or Rockwood Summit.
Right.
Which again, it's almost a little different. So Warrensburg has the guard play of those two juniors that have been playing since their freshman year.
Yeah, Coach Nemo's kid's back, and he'll be tough.
So then again, we talked about Oliver. I think it's the big kid. I might have grabbed the wrong name right there out of Rockwood Summit. Again, a person that we're kind of
Let's
familiar
just go
with.
by Ollie. We'll call him Ollie.
Nice again. He's got good skill, good footwork in the post. Actually, get up, throws a bunch down on some stuff. Has a pretty nice game, real nice game. And then that bottom side, you got Principia, which again has to be the favorite coming out of that bottom side with Hazelwood West, and then Mexico and Waynesville. Coach Bill's not storming the sidelines for Waynesville is going to be interesting. I think he's out there at Pocahontas doing his double dip. I heard from him the other day, doing well down there, having some success. But that'll be a
And Coach
change
Caruso's come along and done a nice job for them.
And
Whose kid is that?
And we know right here, we got. Hey, could you say hello to the camera?
Hey,
And
would you
say
say
welcome
hi?
to inside the huddle.
Say hi to the camera.
Say hi. Wave up right up there. Look right up there.
Wave at it.
She steps up to pretty on this crew right here.
Definitely a big plus for us to have right there. Oh, I was going to let her go on there again. So it's going to be, and Coach Caruso was a former assistant of Phil's at Waynesville, so very familiar to the program. So again, great move for him. Coach Parker, let's take a look at the girls' side again. So you got Raytown right off the bat. And then looking at Jonesboro, Vashon, you played Jonesboro last year in the semifinal?
We haven't played Jonesboro 2 years ago in the semifinal. Okay. No, in the championship. We played them in the championship 2 years ago. They had really good guard play, a guard that, had some Division II small D1 looks. And, she does a really good job with them. They're really competitive. Every time they come up here, they come up here and make some noise. And, they're a fun group to play against. And Vashon, Vashon's kind of started off with a slow start, but they kind of play a different schedule that, their record isn't what they're actually playing.
Well, they probably haven't mastered the ability to pull from the private school next to them that doesn't have any athletic program like the boys side have done.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, Grain Valley, Coach Draper at Grain Valley, he Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah. And 2 years ago, they had the Player of the Year in the state, right?
Yep, who's now at Mizzou. He does a really good job with them. And
he played them last year in the championship?
Played them in the championship last year, and they returned everybody. Really good team, shoot the ball really well, run old school flex. And then down at the bottom, you got St. Pius and Waynesville. St. Pius, we talked about Harrison Brumley, and bring back a veteran squad. And Waynesville at the, they got Katie Pritchard back in the house there, and she's coming there doing some good things with them, and they're getting better. There's some good coaches and good talent through the girls' side.
Yeah, it's a great tournament. I do miss in a way the way it used to be, where we would have the 4 local teams. It would typically be Rolla, Waynesville, St. James, and Salem.
Yep.
And then playing 4 outside teams that might come in from Arkansas, Kansas City, St.
We're going back a little bit there, Gun.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and that was a fun way to do it, and still had really quality basketball. I mean, bringing a licking team in that could win the tournament, against somebody monster school. That was fun.
Yeah, I go back to when I was in high school.
Oh,
yeah. Crocker came up here, and Crocker won the holiday tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of an
Now that's way back there though. That's when it was mostly small.
In peach baskets, stuff like that. Yes, probably a long time.
Peach basket.
So this is man. I think it's gonna be exciting. For 3 days, we got the hospitality for all the teams. We're gonna put up. It's kind of a great tournament. People really, when you see the same teams kind of coming back year after year, that's always kind of one of those things that it says a lot about having that quality of a tournament.
Yeah, they do a good job. Like Coach said, our activities office and our they do a really good job of taking care of these teams and putting them up, and making them feel wanted here. And a lot of these coaches, as soon as they leave here, they're already talking about coming back. So that shows a great deal of what we're doing on our side.
Wouldn't be possible too without the support of our major sponsors. Rolla Oral Surgery and Phelps Health. they put up some pretty big money for us to have such a quality tournament. And then my buddy Kevin Bramlett is always helping with the food. He provides meal tickets for the teams out there at Sirloin Stockade.
That's great.
I know Lee's Chicken jumps in, and then we also have pizza for the guys on a night. So not to mention the deals we're getting at the hotels or the motels here in town. I think it's a really high quality tournament all the way around.
It definitely, and it's like you said, it takes it's more than just what people see here when they come up and attend the games. It's all the behind the scenes stuff to get the housing for the kids, and the teams and the pre games and practice times and S&T, use an S&T facility over there.
It's nice that they allow that, because if they wouldn't, we got some challenges. You know, we have so many teams coming in that we've had to make adjustments before because of COVID and whatnot, where we've had to take it elsewhere, and it's nice that we've got such a good relationship with S&T.
Yeah, because early on, this was the girls' tournament was at a different time.
At a different time.
And then we said, hey, let's bring them together. And we were only getting it was like a round robin, or it was like a 16. But now it's up to that full 8-team thing bracket. And it's really nice to have it the way it staggers, and you get all those games come in, and people can come in and just watch.
Creates a fun atmosphere of basketball for the holidays. It really does.
Definitely. So before we check out here, let's get a chance to recognize our sponsors. As always, appreciate them and everything they do.
Tony Froelich, American Family.
Tony Froelich, American Family, does the shirts for Coach Miller for the Bulldog basketball team. Angie Reese, MVP Apparel. Great swag gear. We got a lot of.
Hey, did you ever hook Kobe Wands up with us?
Kobe Wands? I got one. Kobe Wands. Got a first win over there at Sullivan.
Yes, I love
Skills
it.
Academy.
Call them, congratulations.
Two-time All-State player for the Bulldogs. Does a great job helping everyone out. We got Dan Collier, again, not just a good neighbor, but he's a great neighbor over at State Farm. Appreciate everything Dan does for the program here. And, man, Phelps County Bank, man, they just do a lot for us in the community.
Always have.
Always, all the sports, all the surrounding communities, 100% employee owned, and they kind of, and they act like it. I mean, the way they give back to the community, it's important to them. So you go to mypcb.com to see them as well. Appreciate everything about them. Good time here with all of our sponsors. So last question for you.
Hold up, before we go any farther, Gunn. So I think this has become so common that a lot of people take for granted what you do with this. Inside the Huddle is a neat deal, man.
Inside the Huddle.
I'm not pumping your tires. I'm just telling the truth. This is a cool deal that I know a lot of school districts would like to have, and it just adds a lot of good stuff to it.
Well, let's get a little bit of that inside with the coaches and admin, some of the personal stuff we've done with some of the senior signings and stuff. And
you promote kids very well, so from us, I know
it's a lot of fun. I appreciate that. It's enjoyable. Whether it's the most professional thing out there or not, it sure is a heck of a lot of fun.
The error on the side of fun.
That's right. Well, hey, we're here for a good time, right?
That's right.
So, question: favorite Christmas present you received as a kid?
Was your Red Ryder BB gun?
So real quick, brief story. I didn't get to celebrate Christmas until I was like 11 or 12 years old. And once I got the go ahead, the okay, it was around 5th grade. And I remember going through the house, taking stuff from my folks' house and wrapping that stuff up to be given. So it wasn't necessarily that I got the gifts, but man, I can remember that first time I got a full heart able to give stuff for Christmas, and it was awesome. So that's mine.
Well, so the gift of giving.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Charlie, let's hear yourself respond.
I didn't mean to do that. That does stick out in my life.
Yeah.
Great moment.
I don't know if mine's was the gift of giving. It's hard to follow that.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. So what was the one you remembered?
Man, I just remember, being young, and I'm an outdoors
Red Ryder
guy.
BB gun.
Red Ryder BB gun.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But it was a gun that one of my first guns I received from my dad for Christmas, and that's something that I'll never forget. Being an outdoors enthusiast, and so
That's cool. That's cool. Great.
And what was yours, Tommy gun?
Wow. Well, it wasn't the giant box that was wrapped up under my present that I was so excited to see that was from my siblings.
Because there was nothing until you got down to the box.
No. It was loaded with my stuff. Crap around the house. Pillows, blankets, clothes, towels, shoes, everything that was mine. Just junk, and then they wrapped it. I cried so bad. I cried so hard. We still talk about that. I won't share some of the ones they've given Ethan. It's been pretty rough. I remember my getting the Evil Knievel guy and the motorcycle, and you'd rev them up and you'd take off.
Oh yeah, and then
that was a pretty big deal for me back in the day. You talked about the rewrapping. Trey had done that for us just about 2 years ago. Wrapped a sign up that was up on the wall in the kitchen, something about, food or whatever it was, those little signs. And he wrapped it up and gave it back to Jenny. And she was all excited about it. And he just dying. And then she didn't pick up on it until he did a second one that was there.
She figured out
I got you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Christmas is a fun time of sharing the love, having the family together. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. So, best of luck to you this coming week here at the Holiday Hoops Tournament.
Thank you.
Have a Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Yeah, you do the same.
Enjoy that time, and we'll follow up after the tournament, see how everything went.
Okay.
Sound good?
All right.
Perfect. Thanks, Tommy.
Having us.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, so for Coach Miller, Coach Parker, I'm Tom Brown, and from inside the huddle to the heart of the game, we'll see you next time.